What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we'll be full change type Pokemon team. These are Pokemon who either had their types changed completely or added a type in the Pokemon games between generations. Rotom, as an example, as being a ghost type. Now, if you do want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my theme teams, Pokemon sweeps, shiny hunts, all other forms of salty entertainment. The link is in the description of the video. Now, I've got 3 thumping battles today for your entertainment, and I really hope you enjoyed. These battles were very, very long and very, very much like something else. Now, the first battle here, this one was against Joba King, and we also got a theme team here as well. Once again, if you can guess any of my opponent's theme teams, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll tell you what, that like button, it's not going to hit itself. So we got a Tornado lead here. I've got my Whimsicott. Now, Whimsicott, I'll explain each Pokemon's typing and how it's changed over the course of the generations, and of course their movesets as well as we see them. So the first Pokemon, let's start off with Magneton, right? Now this Magneton, right, it started off as a pure electric type in Generation 1, right? Then Generation 2 came and it turned into a steel and an electric type, so which is pretty cool as steel got introduced. Now this Magneton was a bulky special defense set with Everlight. It's got Analytic, we've got on this one Curse, and we've got Wild Charge, Gyro Ball, and Explosion, right? Now, Wild Charge took that Tornadus out in one shot, which is very, very good there. So I'm off to a flying start there. Now, the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Regirock, right? Now, Regirock actually does a lot of base defense, so I'm going to need a lot of boost here. But I'm thinking, right, it's probably going to have some sort of ground-type move. So let's go for Gyro Ball again, right? Now, that's really good because it hit me with the Bulldoze, which is going to make me even slower, further powering up Gyro Ball, right? So I'm confused from the Tornadus earlier on, and I'm going to hit myself in confusion, not even be able to get one attack off against Regirock. I don't think it would have done a lot of damage, maybe a quarter health, but any damage is better than nothing, right? It could also have Sturdy. Next Pokemon is a Rotom Oven, or Rotom Heat, as some people like to call it. This is a pretty interesting set. I've got a Swagger Psych-Up Poltergeist Facade set. So I want to put a little bit of confusion on the opponent, copy it with Psych-Up, and go for the Poltergeist, right? Now, Rotom is a really interesting Pokemon special on this team. Let's take Rotom Heat as an example, right? Rotom Heat started off as a Ghost type as well, as all the Rotoms did, and Electric, right? Now, that actually changed, right? I think that it changed, like it went from the electric to fire, because all of the appliances, right, bar the normal Rotom, actually had a signature move based on that type. So this had like overheat, right? So maybe they sort of messed up there and thought, oh, we better change the type, right? So obviously in Gen 4, it had the ghosting type, and then when it entered Gen 5, it turned into having a fire type, so electric and fire type, so a little bit of information there for you. Anyway, in the meantime, I got stomped by Regirock. Nothing went my way there at all, and Poltergeist did like 3 damage. So I'm going to bring a Whimsicott right now. Now, Whimsicott actually started off as a pure grass type in Generation 4. Of course, when it's in Generation 4, Generation 5, staying alive, and then in Generation 6, right, it actually had the new introduction of fairy typing, so then it got the grass and the fairy type, so it had the fairy type added to it, right? So it was quite interesting how it got that typing, right? Anyway, this Stomp Regirock is rocking my world right now. I need to do some damage. This is a physical set here. I actually had to go for Dynamax, so I set the grassy terrain up, then I was going to go for the Max Overgrowth. The thing about Whimsicott, right, its attack stat isn't really that good. That's why I'm using it right. Now, the other moves I gave it were Giga Impact and Knockoff. Max Speed and Max Attack. I actually gave this one Adam and H2 just for a little bit of extra thump on the attack stat. Plus, I could go for the obviously my grass move with priority when I wasn't Dynamax, right? The Magneton was max health and max special defense as well, if I didn't mention that. And the Rotom was max speed and max attack. Now this Regirock somehow lives my attack just as pure base defense, right? Saved it. And I can take it out in the next shot, which is really good. Unfortunately, I didn't get another chance of Dynamax or Whimsicott, so I've only got the next turn, so and it's obviously going to be out of it, so it's going to be nowhere near as strong. But that's okay. I took the Regirock down. That was the main thing. So we've taken the Tornadus out and the Regirock. So we've had a couple of legendary Pokemon so far. Speaking of legendaries, we've got another one, and this is Dialga. Now, with Dialga, there's really not a lot I can do here. I'm going to go for the max start and just coming off of the knockoff there. It does pretty good damage to Dialga. It's a solid 4-hit KO and Dynamax, so I'm happy with that. Now, I'm going to get a special defense drop, which is good because I can take advantage of that afterwards, right? And here comes a Metal Claw. It's a physical set. Metal Claw doesn't take me out pretty much because it's Metal Claw and I'm in Dynamax, right? Fortunately for me, the Dialga did not get an attack boost there, and Whimsicott's going to be out of its Dynamax now. So I can go for the knockoff here and see what item it's going to have, and it did pretty good damage there. I got rid of a Metal Coat. Metal Coat. Metal Claw. Here it comes, an Ancient Power, and I was hoping, right, that it didn't get an Ancient Power boost, and it did. I was like, thank goodness, that would have been really, really bad. So Dialga is going to get a little bit of health recovery from the grassy terrain there, and I'm going to go into my Mawile. Now, as you know, Mawile was a Steel type, right, prior to Generation 6. Then, like Whimsicott, it had the Fairy type added to it, and also got the Mega too. Now, this is a Sheer Force, Fire Blast, Ice Beaming, Flash Cannoning set, right, and it does a fair bit of damage. It also whacked on the Choice Spec too, so Dialga went bye-bye right there. Next Pokemon we got here is Zekrom, just casually swapped into the battle. I got to swap out their Mawile, right, because I'm locked into Fire Blast. I'd like to use Ice Beam against that too. So going to Togepi. Togepi's an interesting Pokemon now. This is a max health, max special attack set with Everlight. I tanked that Thunder Fang pretty well, like, don't you agree? Anyway, Togepi. Let's look at that. So Togepi, right, was introduced in Generation 2 as a normal type. Now, the thing about Togepi that was different to some other things like Mawile and Cottony and Whimsicott, it actually lost its typing. It gained the Fairy typing and lost its normal typing, which I was a little bit sad about. I would have quite liked to have normal and Fairy, but it is what it is, people. So it lost its typing and gained Fairy. So this set is all around just purely annoying the opponent, right? We've got Sweet Kiss, we've got Tri-Attack with Serene Grace, and I was low-key hoping for a Freeze Axe here. Now, the thing about this is, this was like top 10 anime battles happening right now. What I wanted to do was try and freeze the Zekrom and have it confused at the same time, or maybe, you know, burn it or something like that. I was really, really scared that it was going to get an Ancient Power boost, because as you know, Zekrom's very, very bulky, just naturally there. Even if you don't put any bulk to it, it's got like so much like health and good defensive stats and stuff like that. So I really didn't want it to get a +1 and everything. And it hit harder as well and be even faster. So we're going to go to spamming these Tri-Attacks here, hoping for something. Something's got to give here, people. So here comes another Ancient Power from the Zekrom here. I almost got it down to half health, so that was pretty good there. I'm going to go for a Sweet Kiss here because I knew the confusion would, you know, definitely run out there. So casually kissing the Zekrom on the lips there. I can't see its lips, but I'm sure it's really liking that. And it's going to be confused once again, hoping it turns itself in confusion, and it does. So I've put it below half health, which is great. This is like, I have to say, this is better than what I expected the Togepi to do, right? All I got to do is hit it with probably another 15 solid Tri-Attacks. So here comes a Slash. It's a Slash Ancient Power Thunder Fang set. What is this moveset? Anyway, my Togepi has got a fate. I've only got 2 more Pokemon left, so we're going to go back into Mawile here. I can hit it with a solid Ice Beam. It snaps out of confusion and gets another Ancient Power here. Now, it does have a -1 in the special attack. I do have Sheer Force, Ice Beam, and Choice Spec, so I knew this would be enough to take it out, right? So bye-bye, Zekrom. So that's 4 Pokemon down. I am locked into Ice Beam, though, which is a little bit of a problem. Now, the next Pokemon to come on the field is going to be Yvanos. Like, okay, that's not all that bad, but this is where a couple of problems actually happen, right? Now, Yvanos going to get hit pretty hard. There's no way I'm going to be able to attack it. Then it uses Disable, so I can't use Ice Beam, plus I'm Choice Spec, so if I use another move, I'm going to struggle next turn, so that's terrible. So I got to swap out and go into Gardevoir now. So Gardevoir will start off as a pure Psychic type, and then, of course, in Generation 6, it got its Fairy typing alongside the Psychic type, so fairly common with a couple of Pokemon then. Now, Yvonne's going to go for a Snarlhead, dropping my special attack. I'm actually running a pure Struggle set. I've got Mean Look, Disable, Encore, and Rest with the Chesto. I've got Max Health and Max Defense in. Now, unfortunately for me, Yvonne's got to go for a Taunt. So my Mawile got absolutely outplayed there, and my Gardevoir got outplayed. So I got to swap. There's nothing I can do right. Now we got the Mawile coming back in. I was like, okay, it can't use Disable on me. I mean, it can, but it's not going to disable Ice Beam, hopefully, and then I can go for that. So it's going to have Sucker Punch, and now it's going to use Taunt here again. I'm glad I didn't have, like, a status or setup move, because I probably would have tried there. I just went for the attacking Ice Beam here on the Yvartal. Look at the health that it does. Like, that does a lot of damage there to the health. Swapping out now because I know it's probably going to go for Disable again and going back into Gardevoir. Then I'll probably do another swap and go back into Mawile. That was the idea anyway, right? So tracing that Dark Aura, which is not really going to mean too much here. And the thing about this set is, right, you need them to have the last Pokemon, because or you can use Mean Look, which is good, but it takes up a lot of turns, and this was doing a fair bit of damage to me with Snarl, right? I normally make this special defensive, but this thing I was taking a lot more damage because I made it like I split its defensive, right? Now, we're going to do a swap back into Mawile here. It turned out they didn't go for the stable. They just started attacking me again. So I could have stayed in, but it was risky if I did do that. Now, Yvonne's going to go for another Tornado. I just went for Ice Beam. I got to take this thing out. Otherwise, it's going to take the rest of my team out. And, you know, I won't be able to do anything with the Gardevoir at all if there's more than one Pokemon remaining. So that one is down. Now, the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Cresselia. So, like, okay, this is great. If I can make this Cresselia struggle, it would be good, right? And then it uses Double Team. Like, no, not Double Team. So, as you know, I'm locked into the Flash Cannon now, right? So, I went for Flash Cannon before, not the Ice Beam, because I remember the Cresselia was the last Pokemon. I didn't get a great amount of damage there, but it is Cresselia, so I had to swap out and go into Gardevoir. So, like, let's see what I can do with this set. I don't need to go for Mean Look or anything, and I can Encore it, then disable it, right? Now it's going to go for another Double Team. The only bad thing about go for Encore is I am going to go for the Encore and trap it into Double Team, and it's going to get a lot of like evasion up, which could be bad if the struggle strategy does fail. Now we've got the Cresselia go for Dynamax here, and this thing is going to be like crazy bulky, so none of my attacks are going to do anything here. Well, really, when you look at it, Mawile's the only one that can actually do any damage to Lunala. Not Lunala, Cresselia. I'm getting my Moon Pokemon mixed up. I mean, you could call Cresselia Lunala. It's a moon and stuff. So go for Encore there. They went for Max Guard, so it's not going to do anything at all, right? Now Lunala, Cresselia is going to go for the Max Hailstorm. I've got to say that's either coming off Ice Beam or Aurora Beam? I'm not really sure. Anyway, my Gardevoir is going to be able to live that one, and I'm going to be able to get a nice, juicy rest off there. Chesapeake is going to kick in right away and wake me up. So it's still good. There's one more turn of Dynamax left there. Let's say I get hit by a critical hit. I can still live it pretty well and then implement my strategy. Hopefully, right? I don't know if this Cresselia, like what other moves this has, right? It's got like a Ice move. It has a status move, which I'm assuming is going to be Double Team. And, of course, it's got a Psychic type move, too. Now, that wasn't a bad play putting the Psychic terrain up on the field there, because whatever Psychic move this Cresselia has, right, it will hit me, like, probably harder than the Ice type move, I'd say. So I went for Encore there. Obviously, it's going to miss. I don't know how you miss a Cresselia that size, but it missed. And Cresselia is about half health. Now, we got 3 minutes of this battle left, right? I need to get something happening here, right? So first things first, I need to shut this down and make it so it only can use one move. So the move was Psybeam. It's a troll set. So I went for the Encore here, right? Now Cresselia can only go for Psybeam. The only thing I was worried about is if I got confused by Psybeam, but the chance of that are pretty minimal, right? So the Hail is going to buff it both of us, which is good there. I want to get the Cresselia down in health. It's going to continue to go for the Psybeam here. Now, Psybeam is actually doing a fair bit of damage considering, and I'm going to go for the Disabler. So now it won't be able to go for Psybeam again. However, since it's locked into Psybeam, it won't be able to use Psybeam either because it's been disabled. So that only means one thing, that leaves the Cresselia having to have no moves left and forcing it into a struggle. So struggles go... Actually, Struggle nearly did as much as Psybeam. That's pretty good. So go for another Encore there. There's nothing else to do. Cresselia can't do any moves at all. It is still locked in, and it is going to be going for a second struggle here. And that, my friends, is the very first battle. Hope you enjoyed the nice Struggle Cresselia finish there. Now, my opponent's internet actually DC'd right at the end here. I think they needed to go to bed or something, so I had to pull that Dooner up, pull out the pillow, and tuck them into bed. The things I do to my viewers, people. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. This one was against Pete. I'm not sure if this was on the Wycom or on the stream or something. It's been a while, but anyway, we got a chancy lead here. So I started things off with my Rotom Oven here. I did in most of the battles there, but a lot of the time it turned out to be a disaster. Anyway, so I'm going to go for a Swagger on the Chansey. Now, Chansey's going to get an attack rise of 2. What I want to do, right, is I want to copy that rise, right? Now, Chansey is actually going to get through the confusion and it hit Stealth, but it did a lot of damage. I'm like, wait, that did way too much, right? Why did that do so much damage? Is this a physical Chansey? Anyway, so I went for another Swagger here. I was going to try and copy +4. I thought that'd be content. So here comes the Nice Punch. It's a physical set. I'm like, hang on a sec. Is this a physical Serene Gray set? I went for Facade. It didn't drop it. So I was like, okay. This is free real estate, right? Ice Punch is doing no damage here at all. So I thought, what I could do to the Chansey, as long as it doesn't hit itself for confusion, I can go for Swagger, give it +6 in attack, copy it with Psych Up, and then spam Poltergeist, right? That'll be super, super good, right? So we got another Ice Punch here on the Rotom here. I went for Psych Up this turn, so I copied those stats. It was good. Now what I can do, right, I can attack the Chansey and take it out. So Chansey's going to go for another Ice Punch here. I think that was number 4 or 5. And then my Rotom gets free sacks. I gotta say, I think that it might have been Serene Grace. So the oven, don't tell me how this is possible. The oven is frozen, unless you live in, like, I don't know, Antarctica or something. Unless you live in somewhere that is not Australia. I'm just roasting myself there. Anyway, so my Rotom oven is gonna faint. It is a pure disaster. So going to the Whimsicott there, and I'm going to use knockoff on the Chansey, but the Chansey didn't have an item. Wait, it had a Z Crystal. Anyway, so the next Pokemon that's going to come out here is going to be the Solrock, right? Setting up that grassy terrain, I'm feeling good about this, and then I could go for the Grassy Glide. It's going to drop pretty hard. I don't know if it'll take Solrock out in one move, because Solrock's got some pretty good base defense, but I can assure you it's definitely going to be a 2-hit KO. And then it used Explosion, so okay, has this got normal jam or has it not? It didn't really matter because Whimsicott is going to go down in one shot. So we got like a KO, and then a double KO. So it's 4 Pokemon is left on both sides of the field. Now the next Pokemon I'm going to swap in here is going to be my Togepi, right? Who Togepi didn't flush. Now the next Pokemon, right, is going to be Dragonite, and it's shiny. I mean, I got to say, I don't mind shiny Dragonite. It's better than Dragonite. Most Pokemon are, right? Now Dragonite's got to swap out, and Seeking is going to come in. Now, with this Seeking, right, I went for Attract on the Dragonair, but it's still going to work on the Seeking, which is great. Now, I can go for the Infatuation, and then I can probably go for the Sweet Kiss, and then just spam Tri-Attack, right? Now, Seeking's going to get through that, unfortunately, and it's going to use Knockoff, getting rid of my Everlight, which is very, very much a shame there, because Togepi isn't exactly what you call bulky, right? I went for Tri-Attack there, and it's going to do hardly any damage, but that doesn't matter, because I'm trying to go for some form of, like, status, right? The thing about grassy terrain too, there's a lot of animation with grassy terrain, like it'll heal the opponent, then heal you. So if the opponent's got like a leftovers or like another item, it takes ages just to do a simple turn run. So the thing about this is Togepi wasn't doing a lot of damage, and Seeking wasn't doing much either, really, I gotta be honest here, right? So I actually had Knockoff again. I think this Seeking is actually choice because it's not using any other moves than Knockoff, right? So I don't think there's choice ban. I'd say that it's probably, I don't know, I'm not really sure. The damage to Togepi is kind of bad there. Anyway, so I get a free sax from Tri-Attack, so this time I get the free sax. I thought, this is good, right? Because all I've got to do is wait for the grassy terrain to finish, and then I'll be doing lots and lots of damage with Tri-Attack. So at this stage, when you look at Tri-Attack, let's do an estimation here. I'd say it's a solid 27 hit KO, which is going to be really good, right? Once that, you know what, that 27 hit KO will turn into a 26 hit KO after the grassy terrain is finished, right? So go for another Tri-Attack here. Now, what I did with the Togepi, right, I only gave it normal type moves. Oh, I forgot to say that. The challenge on these teams was get them your usual PIMPNITE meme sets, and also use moves that didn't share their brand new typing. That's why I didn't go for like Play Rough and stuff on Whimsicott. Anyway, so I'm going to Kiss a Fish again. There was this fisherman, I watched it on TV. I'm trying to remember the name, right? You go fishing, right, in a boat. That's where you go fishing and stuff, right? You cast your rod out, catch a fish, right, then kiss the fish and throw it back. I forget, I'll be damned, I forget what the guy's name was. But anyway, used to kiss fish and stuff. Anyway, that's just remind me of that Seeking on the field. Like, look at those lips, though. So we're going to go into them a while. I thought this would be free real estate since the Seeking is frozen. It's just sitting there. What is it doing? It's not even like, it should hit the ground. When you get frozen, right, the animation should be you hit the ground and just like, you know, say, you get that block of ice around you, then the Pokemon animation should fall. It should be grounded, you know what I mean? So say if it's a flying type, you get frozen, you should be grounded. I think that's pretty, like, that makes common sense to me then. So go for Dynamax Mawile here. The Seeking actually thaws out, and it gets a knockoff off. So this is definitely choice, right? And it's got to get rid of my choice Specs, which is very, very unfortunate. I think it might have been choice Scarf then. So go for a Maxus here. This is my only way to really boost Mawile's horrible special attack, and that's going to give it +1. So that's okay. That's fine. I know I can take it up next set. Heck, I can even go for another one too if I really wanted to. A little bit of a glitch there. So Seeking's going to go for knockoff number 1000 again there. This actually would, you know, the Seeking would have been the best Pokemon to use the Gardevoir against, right? Because it was already locked into one move. So go for a second Max Ooze there, giving my Mawile a juicy +2 with special attack. So now it is going to be hitting very, very hard outside of Dynamax, right? That sheer force boost, right? Next Pokemon is the Colossal. It's nice and blue, and Christmas is coming. Like, Christmas, I can't believe how fast this year has gone. For me, it's gone very, very fast. I can't believe, like, you know, Christmas is just around the corner, right? Regardless, we're going to go for a Flash Cannon or Max Steel Strike. They're doing some good damage there. Flare Blitz is not going to do anything to me. I just got a +1 there. Plus, I'm in Dynamax as well. Now, Colossal has got the leftovers as its item. It doesn't really matter. My next attack will take it out, right? And also, like, Flash Cannon, anything like that's going to take this thing out. Like, probably not a Fire Blaster. So go for the Flash Cannon on the Colossal and bye-bye Colossals. Now, all that's left is the Dragonair we seen earlier, but Dragonair didn't do anything, just swapped in and swapped out, so we don't really know what it's going to be, right? Now, this Dragonair, Dragonair can have a lot of different moves. It could be a physical set, a special set, a stalling set, and this is going to be a Dynamax Dragonair. So I was like, okay, I've got +2 in special attack. I don't have a choice specs now, so I can go for like all 4 moves, which is really, really good. So I can go for a +2 Ice Beam with sheer force. That'd be really, really good, right? Someone's going to roast me, like, in this video. I know they're going to roast me. Like, at one stage, I probably would have misspoken and be like, I'm going to try and freeze him, and I've got sheer force. I bet you I've done that already, and someone's already, like, frantically typing. Anyway, so I lived its move. You wouldn't read about it. Ice Beam doesn't take it out. I was like, man, I guess that's just because, like, Mawile's, like, bad special attack. So I'm going to hit by a Steel-type move there, and that is going to take out Mawile, which is okay. That's fine. Like, I've still got plenty of other Pokemon, right? So I've got Togepi and I've got Gardevoir. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm not going to swap them in just yet. Let's go into Magneton, right? Because I know they've got Steel-type moves. Then the Dragonair swaps out. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Now, on this turn, I actually went for a Curse. I thought it'd be definitely a good idea to go for that, right? I could set up and maybe prepare myself for the incoming Exeggutor. But Exeggutor came in right straight away. It's like, okay, well, I can go for Curse, but let's have a look at this, right? Wild Charge is going to do nothing. Gardevoir is going to do nothing because the Exeggutor is really slow, right? My only real option to do some form of damage to this thing is going to be Explosion, right? Exeggutor's popped the Earthquake. Man, look at the damage that did. It's got Life Orb as well. That was definitely Adamant Nature Life Orb, right? I popped an Explosion out. Now, I do have +1 in attack, and I'd say that the Exeggutor would probably be built around most of the attack. I don't know if it's got anything in speed. I doubt it. So I'd say you still could have been max health, but I kind of doubt it. So it would have probably been max health, maybe a bit in health. Regardless, it's going to be a double KO there. And all we got left out is Togepi and Gardevoir versus the Dragonair. Now, Dragonair only has a bit of health left. So, okay. I don't know if Tri-Attack's going to cut it and take it out. Let's swap and go into Gardevoir, and let's finish them off right with a struggle. Like, I want to troll, right? So this is actually kind of bad, right? This is very, very bad. On my swap, the Dragonair went for a Dragonair. It's like, okay, well, I should be able to live this. I have got max health and max defense, right? So I should be able to live this very, very easy. Then the Dragonair went for an Iron Tail. I'm like, holy moly, that nearly one-shotted me. So I went for an Encore, right? Encoring it to Iron Tail. And I was like, this is good, but this is bad. Because if this Iron Tail lands, I can't go for Disable, and it won't go down the struggle, and then the Iron Tail hit me. It's a disaster, people. So Gardevoir's fainted. All I've got left is my Togepi. Now, I could have gone for a Tri-Attack before, but I still feel like it wouldn't have taken it out because it's a Togepi. And Iron Tail hits and one-shots my Togepi. Oh, man. I feel like even the Tri-Attack probably wouldn't have taken Dragon. I'd say it would have had an Everlight. You were seeing the damage it was doing there before, but I tried for the struggle, and unfortunately, I got trolled there. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, my friends. Let's get on to Battle 3. This is a battle against Chegosaurus. I actually did this one on Discord. So the first Pokemon we got here is going to be a little teapot here. Now, we got my Magneton as the lead. This is one of the rare times I didn't lead with my Rotom oven. Most of the time with him. So we're going to be having some nice cup of English breakfast. That wouldn't hurt anyone, right? My favorite sort of tea. So that's going to make all the berries on the field get consumed. I went for Curse here because I thought that'd be a good opportunity to go for Curse and then Gardevoir, right? If this does have weak armor, it'll be very, very good. It actually ate a Sally Berry, which is going to help me out like even more. So like, great, that worked out perfect, right? Now it's going to go for another spot. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to take this out very, very fast because this is going to have a lot of speed and it's going to have a lot of special attack, right? Even if it uses like a meme move, it's still going to hit him very hard. So weak armor is going to kick in there. I didn't take it out in one shot. I don't know if they had a sash on it or not. So regardless, it's got +3 in speed and it's got +2 in special attack. Now it's going to pop a Shadow Ball. This is very, very dangerous. The only reason I lived that move right there on 19 health was because I had Everlight max health and max special attack. There's no way I would have led that, like, regardless, right? So bye-bye. That was a very, very good KO. That was happy. That was scary. Next Pokemon is Primarina. It's popped a Sing, and Sing has landed as well. And those little magnets are going to close its eyes. Wait, did they close it right? I'm going to go ahead and assume that Magneton, they're very, very similar. Closed its eyes there. Now, it's going to have Throat Spray as the item. This actually reminds me of my Singarina. My Primarina. It actually was a Throat Spray set. It used Sing, and it got a Throat Spray boost, and Singarina was the set. That's the story. It was in one of my random egg videos a while ago. It's been a minute since I've done one of them. Anyway, back into my Whimsicott now since my Magneton got destroyed there. Lisa took the teapot out, right? That was very good. So this is going to be going for a Baby Doll Eyes. Now that's bad because I'm running a physical set. It do have the grassy terrain up the field, but I feel like my move's not going to do a lot. So going for Grassy Glide, that was pretty impressive when you think about it, right? This Primarina clearly doesn't have a lot in bulk at all. Otherwise, I feel like that would have done like a lot less damage. So I'd say they're probably running something like max speed and max special attack. Something like that. So go for a second Grassy Glide here, and Primarina is going to be going down there. I don't think that crit mattered there either. I think that was going to always be a 2-hit KO. So bye-bye Primarina. And physical Whimsicott going very, very good there. Now, Grassy Terrain is going to give me a little bit of health back, and the next Pokemon is going to be Incineroar. So if you haven't noticed already, this team is very, very weak to fire types. Extremely weak. So we got the Incineroar going to clap my Whimsicott there. It did a fair bit of damage. Now I'll get a little bit of health recovery. So my move here was pretty much to go for knockoff to get rid of its item. Like, what's its item going to be? It did nothing. It had a muscle band. A muscle band. It's building muscle. So it's going to go for Swagger there. Swagger's going to fly on by. I was like, wait, Swagger? This actually could be good. This bad situation, right, could get flipped upside down. So if the Grassy Glide to see how much it would do, and it did 2 damage, which was pretty impressive. Now, Incineroar's going to go for a Swagger, boosting my attack. So when you think about it, right, I got hit with Baby Doll Eyes earlier on. Then Incineroar came in there with Intimidate. So now I'm back to what my normal attack stat was, but I've got a Confusion. So it's good, but it's bad. Like, if I can get around the Swagger Confusion, it'll be really, really good because I might be able to get a Giga Impact off. Unfortunately, I hit myself, which I sort of knew it coming. Now it's going to go for a second Swagger. It's trying to take me out just with Swagger. Like, this is mean. Like, this is something that I would do. So I'm going to get some more health recovery there. So all I've seen so far is Fake Out and Swagger. What sort of evil set is this? I'm going to snap out of Confusion. I got a Giga Impact off. You wouldn't read about it, right? So I knew this wouldn't one-shot, right? But, like, a ball of cotton flying in the center was amazing. Like, look how much it did. So Swagger's going to miss again. If I get another Swagger, that's going to be really, really good. The only thing is I'm going to have a turn of recharge, so Incineroar can pretty much do what it likes this turn. Now, it's going to be going for a Bite this turn, so this is a straight troll. I know what they're trying to do. So Fake Out to fleet you 100% straight away. Swagger to get the fusion going, and then Bite to get that 30% chance of fleeching. Unfortunately for the Incineroar, I got a Giga Impact, and then I got another one off, and it fainted. So I got around the Troll Incineroar Muscle Band, right? Next Pokemon is, I'm not sure what that's called, Sugimigi or something. Anyway, hit me with a Psybeam. Wait, that's 2 battles with Psybeam in a row. Only on PIMPNITE shot there, and that dropped me hard. Like, that did a lot of damage. So now I thought, this is free real estate. I'll go for Swagger, get a Magic Bounce, and get an automatic attack rise. But it didn't have Magic Bounce. I didn't have Magic Bounce. I was like, what? Oh, this is what happens on PIMPNITE channel. Anyway, so the Hatterene is Confusion. I'm going to have to go for Psych Up on Hatterene. It hit itself, so it's not all bad. It's not all bad, people. So what could have happened in 1 turn happened in 2 turns. So it's pretty good, right? So now I got a Juicy plus 2 there, which is great. Now Hatterene's going to pop a Psybeam. Now look at this. Like, look at the health bar with Psybeam. That's a 2-hit KO. This must be Choice Spec Psybeam. It had Bright Powder. It's another scumbag set. So go for Poltergeist here on the Hatterene, and it dropped it in 1 shot, which is beautiful there. So very, very nice by Hatterene. Like, that hit really hard. Choice Specs. Wait, it had Bright Powder and Choice Specs? I need a comment to roast me about that. Someone do that right now. I can't believe I said that. Anyway, so we got a throat spraying. I'd say this is probably going to be like a Boom Burst set, like with Boom Burst, right? That's as soon as I think throat spray. Normally you say that, right? So I'm going to get one shot there. That's okay. My Rotom's going to go down. It's fine. I've still got 3 other Pokemon, right? Now, I was thinking what I should do right here. I cannot get hit by a very powerful poison move, electric move, normal move. Mawile was my only hope here to actually stand a chance. So I thought I can go for any move on this thing. It should do some pretty good damage, right? And I should be able to live a Boom Burst, right, from this thing. So Dynamax from Mawile. Actually, I found on this team, I'm not joking here for a second, this is actually pretty funny. Mawile was one of the better, like, it could almost be the best Pokemon on my team. Like, it performed the best out of all the battles that I had, right? So we're going to go for a Max Flare there, and we're going to finish it off, which is very, very good. So bye-bye. We've got one more Pokemon left here, right? That's like, look at the amount of damage that Boom Burst actually did to me, too. That was very, very scary. I was very, very scared of that. That's why I had to Dynamax, because, like, when you think about it, what was Togepi and Gardevoir going to do? Now, here comes the Rillaboom here. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I want to make up for that last battle with the Gardevoir failing to the Dragonair and make this Rillaboom struggle, right? So I thought, first things first, I need to hit it with a decently hard move. I can either go for a Max Hailstorm, or I can go for a Max Flare again. One of those moves are going to do like a decent amount of damage. But this is actually not a G-Max Rillaboom here, it's just a normal Rillaboom. But I've got no idea what this set is going to be. Like, we've seen a couple of standard sets, but we've seen a couple of meme sets, so I've got no idea. So here comes the Max Start, and it's like, wait, that's not going to do very much damage. Okay, the reason that they did that then, it must have been because I've got a special move, right? It must be a special set, right? So I went for the Max Hailstorm here. And now Max Hailstorm's going to be super effective. Obviously, it's not going to do, like, you know, mountains of damage, but it's about a 3-hit KO, right? About as much as what my Max Flare probably would have done a little bit more because the sun being up. But anyway, we got some salt falling from the sky, which is sort of what I wanted, right? Now, Rillaboom is going to probably be able to take me out next turn with whatever special move that it has. Like, I'm thinking, like, okay, it's got a Dart move. Maybe it's got a normal type move like Boom Burst. Now it's going to go for a Grass move. Okay, so it had no moves that were, you know, even neutral against me. It hits me, but I lived on 5 health. I was like, what? And that was a crit. So I was like, what the heck? So Mawile is going to go for another Max Hailstorm this turn. It's not going to take Rillaboom out, but it's going to get very, very close. So I was happy about that. So it's like, okay, I've put it in range now that I can take it out with a struggle. That's going to be the whole plan here, right? The Gardevoir struggle finish. Now, Hail is going to take out my Mawile. That's fine. I've still got Togepi and Gardevoir to finish the job here, right? So, which it's all good. It's all good. So my opposing Rillaboom has a grassy terrain and it's got leftovers too. So it is going to get a little bit of health back, which is okay. It's still in struggle range, and that's sort of what I wanted it to be. So swapping in my Gardevoir now. Now Gardevoir, I'm actually going to do a double swap here because it still has, it's still got one more turn of Dynamax. So I can't lose Gardevoir, but I can lose Togepi. Now Togepi has got an Everlight, and it should be able to live whatever move this is. I've got no idea what sort of like move. I'd say it's coming off like, I don't know, Energy Ball or Giga Drain or something like that. So here it comes. It's got the grassy terrain up, and I did live it. That was a very, very good live there from the little Togepi. So some hail damage on Rillaboom, hail damage on the Togepi, healing on the Rillaboom, and then another round of healing on the... Like, this was taking forever. Like, this... I'm going to say, this point in the battle, this was nearly a quarter of this battle was the Togepi, Gardevoir, Rillaboom matchup. It was crazy. Like, it doesn't stop here, people. It keeps going. So Rillaboom has lost its Dynamax now, and it's going to be going for an Uproar. I'm like, Uproar? This is actually bad. Like, you can laugh, but this is bad. So went for Sweet Kiss, right? It missed. I was like, what is it? Why does this have Uproar out of all the moves, right? So my Togepi is going to be left on 4 health, and it pretty much can't do anything. I wanted to go for the Sweet Kiss and then swap the Gardevoir in, right? Just finish it off with the struggle. Now, it's almost got a quarter of its health back from this freaking grassy terrain and the leftovers. So this was going for ages. So now Uproar is going to definitely take me out there. Uproar goes from 2 to 3 turns, right? It's just like a special sound-based move. Now, the thing about Uproar, it's a very interesting move because it has an extra little interesting mechanic, which we'll see in a second. Now, Rillaboom is like easily back over a quarter health now. It's getting... You know, it's getting up towards half health, so like, I need to like do something now because the 20-minute time, the clock is ticking, people. You know what I'm saying? So going into Gardevoir right now, so okay, well, first things first, let's do Encore, and then I'll go for Disable, right? So, and then I was like, wait, I'm going to trace Grassy Surge, and then it's going to come up again. Oh, no. So now Rillaboom is going to get more healing, mate. You can't be serious. This is going to go for solo. So we got 3 minutes left of the battle. Rillaboom's going to go for Uproar here, right? And the soul is building, right? So go for the Encore on the Rillaboom. Obviously, it's already going to keep going for that move, which is fine. Then the next turn, I can go for Disable. I don't need to go for Mean Look or anything like that either, because Rillaboom is the last Pokemon, which is going to, it's going to save me a turn right here. So getting some more grassy terrain recovery on both of the Pokemon. The Rillaboom's going to calm down, and it's going to go for another Uproar, which is fine. It's going to do no damage to me whatsoever. It's great. Now I'm going to go for the Disable. So this turn, it won't be able to go for an Uproar, and the turn after that, it'll be forced to struggle. I may have to go for Encore again and Disable as its health goes down, but I'm pretty much in control of the battle right now. So it's got about 3/4 of the health back. I need this to go for a lot of... I need this grassy terrain to to go right. And then I went for Rest, but I can't go for Rest, right? Because Uproar prevents both Pokemon from going to sleep. Like, you wouldn't believe it, so I can't heal now, right? I was like, okay, well, at least it's only got Uproar as its strongest move, right? I haven't seen what the Grass-type move is there. So now it's going to have no moves left and it's go for Struggle, right? Okay, Struggle's not going to do anything. I've got max health, max defense. It's fine. I can still get the dub here, right? So wait for the Encore. It's going to fail there. That's fine. Now I'm going to go for the Encore and the Disable there again to get the combination going again. We only had, I think, a minute and 30 seconds left at this point, and then we both got healed by the grassy terrain again, and then it started to go into the last minute. Then it had drum beating all along. I was like, what? So they deliberately used Uproar to stop me healing with Rest, and then I encored them into a drum beating, but I'm going to get in a beating after this turn, right? And Gardevoir is going to fight. That, my friends, is the end of the third battle. Gardevoir got trolled once again by, out of all the moves he got trolled by, it was Uproar. So you never see Uproar, but it prevents all sleep on the field, which is a very, very annoying tactic when you want to heal your Gardevoir with Chester Brew. Oh, man, that was some pure salt there. Hope you enjoyed all 3 of these battles, people. I'll catch you next time, probably tomorrow for another video. Peace out.